Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-dudes.com, and you'd think this is a light lager, but it's not. It's another one of Mike's tremendous cream ales.
Cream ale.
Yeah, I think that there was a long time that if you looked at Google search and you looked at what was auto-suggest, if you typed in Brew Dudes, it was Brew Dudes Cream Ale, and it's because of Mike's Cream Ale Adventures.
Yes.
So this is a long line of cream ales that he's brewed. This is just the latest in that line.
Yep.
Okay, so do you want to talk about it?
I will talk about it. You sip away. So the thing with this one, why brew another cream ale, you say, aside from it getting hot out and I like to drink it, I wanted to try NovaLager. So we had some NovaLager. We did one a couple weeks back. And so I wanted to see how does NovaLager perform at essentially room temperature, or the type of temperatures I would normally ferment my cream ale at. And also, because I knew it was going to be warmer temperatures, I also spunded this baby.
Ooh.
So I used some spunding. So I fermented this at roughly 10 to 12 PSI with the NovaLager strain. Let's talk about the recipe itself, because I think it has some pretty good implications into the whole process of why it tastes the way it tastes. So I did 78% or 10 pounds. This is for a 5-gallon batch again of Pilsner malt. I love Belgian Pils. This is Dingemans Pils. 2 pounds of flaked corn and just 1 pound of almost 6% of Cara Pils. I think the flaked corn is 16%, if I hadn't said that already. And this is just 1 ounce, because I really wanted to focus on what the grist was going to perform like and the thing. So normally I would put a couple additions of hops in here, but this time I just used 1 ounce of Willamette at 60 minutes, 7% alpha acid. Like I said, I fermented this with NovaLager. This was an extended mash at 152 degrees, so about 90 minutes, just to make sure I got it as super converted as I could. My water was spring water with 4 grams of calcium chloride, 1 gram of calcium sulfate, and a little bit of magnesium sulfate just for fun. And the starting gravity, this one actually got a little bit away from me efficiency-wise, actually 1058. And it finished at 1010, so that's pushing a little over 5.5%, almost 6% alcohol, which is a little bit stronger for a cream ale than I want, because I like to drink this by the larger quantity. But who cares? It was an experiment. So so there we go.
Well, I'll start off with a comment of me lamenting that someday you will brew with Liberty hops. Yet again, I was looking for it, and then, damn it. All right, so let's talk about this beer and all the good points about it.
Yes.
Super clean, number one. It comes off, there's no real ale characteristics.
No, you're tasting like carbonated Pilsner corn malt, right? I mean, that's what it really is.
It really is good, and it's
the closest thing you can get to beer seltzer.
Crisp, so crisp.
Yeah.
It's I wanted to ask you, when you finished fermenting, did the yeast start to flock out, or what was?
Yeah, it had flocked out pretty well before I transferred it to keg. It's been in the keg for almost probably close to 2 weeks now. And I was going to gelatinize it, but things in life get away from me sometimes, so I haven't gelatinized it.
Okay.
But it's getting there. I think this is probably more chill haze than it is anything else. This is actually the first couple pours off the bottom too.
Okay.
So I haven't really consumed any of this yet. So some of that haze is probably just a little bit off the bottom. So it's going to continue to drop, and the more pints I pull, the more I'll get that off the bottom.
Initial pint.
Yep.
Energy. That's good.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about the overall impression.
Yes.
It just finishes so dry, so crisp. It doesn't have. It's not a super lager quality, but I can't say that it's ale quality either.
Right.
I'm looking for some yeasty esters.
Yeah.
Nah, they're not here.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for anything else. It seems like I wouldn't. You talk about the a BJCP exam. Saying tell me the differences between a blonde ale and a cream ale. And I'm not really picking up a lot of cream ale outside of maybe, cream ales are supposed to be effervescent in terms of their carbonation and stuff. I don't know. This is, that's it. I would say that I'm trying to figure out if a blonde ale would probably have a little more character.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Certainly an ale yeast character, but
yeah,
yeah, and an American blonde ale would certainly be a little more hop forward. It might be a touch, like if I were making blonde ale, I'd like to be a hint of like a Cascade aroma on there.
Yeah.
Just a hint.
Yeah.
You know, to me, blonde ale is supposed to be a much more paler version of pale ale with much more subtle notes, right? But what I get in this beer, and I think it's a little bit because it was spunded, is that I think I can taste the corn a little bit more than what I'm used to. Maybe because in a traditional ale fermentation, you probably might be blowing some of those aromatics off a little bit more, and also there might be a little bit of ester quality that's sort of playing with a corn sweetness and an ester sweetness.
I can
we're here, I think. You don't have any of those esters, so fermentation.
It's not overly corny,
no, it's not. It's not
though.
overly corny. It's just enough of that character to be. I think this really tastes like cream ale.
Yeah.
Right, because there is a subtle corn character there, and that's what it should be. There should be a subtle corn character, and it is pretty soft. And I think there's just enough Willamette in there to balance the whole thing out.
Sure.
You know, in fact, maybe some of that corn character would disappear if there was an ounce and a quarter in there, just a little bit more IBU. But it is super crisp, super easy to drink. It's really almost like the water stands out. Like you're really tasting water that has got this malt profile to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's good. Yeah, I love it. I think it's really great. You know, I struggled a little bit with the spunding because it was the first time I'd really tried it. So I didn't necessarily, I wasn't able to hold the PSI the whole time because I kept on playing with the dial a little bit. But the bulk of it when it got started, it was at 10, 12 PSI. So it worked out okay. So yeah, no, I love it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think this would be a good one for the old 4th of July or,
That's why I made it.
Summer barbecue type
That's
thing.
why we made it.
For me, it's because you had a little bit of a higher starting gravity.
Yeah.
Just got to be careful.
You got to be careful with this one.
Sneaky.
Which is too bad because this isn't like mow the lawn and put 3 or 4 of these down. It's like mow the lawn, put the hammock up, drink 3 or 4 of these, and then go lay down in the hammock. Yeah.
Take a nap. All right. Well, that's great. I can't say enough about that NovaLager strain, man.
It's really fascinating.
Yeah, it is. And I think that, there's been, chatter. I mean, I don't know. Heck, 15 years ago when it came down to like, I want to brew a lager. It's like, well, are you ready for that, young Padawan? And now I think that because of this strain, I think that you could do it. And I mean, you said this is room temperature, so we're talking 68 degrees, 70 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, when I brewed it, I mean, it's warmer now than it was then, but it was probably more like 65.
Okay.
64, 65, 62.
Just a little warmer than I brewed that Mexican lager.
Yeah.
But still, like the results of this, comparable, if not exactly
and
what I had.
This yeast was designed through hybrid techniques to make something super crisp and clean. So even at these temperatures, right? So Weinstefaner, the 3470 strain, will do this at these temperatures too for the most part, but I feel like that one gives you a little bit of that lager taste.
Yeah.
Where this is like...
So define lager taste, more sulfury?
Just a hint of the sulfur quality. A balance of that sulfur note with the crispness of it. Like no esters and stuff like that, but there's that sulfur. This is like fermented, none of any of that stuff. I
know.
You're just left with what you put in there.
It's super clean. There's not a lot of yeast character in these beers, and I think that's the big difference. So this is the hot comparison for summer 2023.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Lutra.
Yeah.
Versus...
We're going to clean the vessels with Lutra.
3470 versus NovaLager.
Yeah.
In a cage match to the death. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think it would be really funky to see all 3 of those side by side. Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to do it.
We'll do it.
All right. So stay tuned for that. I just got Mike's signature on that contract. But anyway, great cream ale. Can't wait to taste your next beer. That should be great. Awesome. All right. So another high marks for NovaLager. If you haven't got into that yeast strain, buy it yesterday because it's awesome. And just all the, you get two guys who have brewed with it, and lager styles, and in this case a hybrid style, but still very strong, clean lager qualities in the cream ale right here in front of us. So give us a thumbs up if you like this. Subscribe to our channel. We do this kind of thing every single week. Can't wait for the next beer. For John and Mike, brew-news.com.
Cheers.